Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 17 of my 31 must-hear bands of the 21st century. That's right. We're looking at all the bands that I highly recommend to you. 31 of them, as a matter of fact, to match the number of days in August who kind of got their start and started releasing albums and playing live and whatnot post 2000, right? So the 2000s, 2000 to 2022. Today we're going to take a look at a young band from Michigan. They formed back in 2012, comprised of brothers Josh Kiska on lead vocals, Jake Kishka on guitars and backing vocals, and Sam Kishka on bass guitar, keyboards, and backing vocals, along with close friend Danny Wagner on drums. I'm talking about Greta Van Fleet. Earlier in the month, we were talking about Rival Sons, and I mentioned that probably Rival Sons and maybe one or two other bands that I will be talking about this month are probably the most well-known out of all the groups I'm going to be mentioning this month. And that is indeed the case. I would say Greta Van Fleet probably has one of the highest profiles out of any of them. Arguably one or two. There's another band I'll be talking about in a couple of days that might have the number one spot. Depends on where you're looking, what you hear, and that sort of thing. And as far as sales go, I think the other band might have Greta beat just by a little bit. But anyway, very cool band. This is just a classic 70s inspired hard rock band. They've got two full-length studios to their credit. They've got Anthem of the Peaceful Army, which came out in 2018, and then in 2021, The Battle at Garden's Gate. But they also they released two EPs prior to that, and then they re-released all those songs as From the Fires. Okay, and this has all of the tracks that made it onto the two EPs. So you got Safari Song, Edge of Darkness, Flower Power, Change Is Gonna Come, Highway Tune, Meet on the Ledge, Talk on the Street, and Black Smoke Rising. And that's, there's a bit of a maturity that I think happened with this band from the initial EPs to the two full lengths. You listen to this stuff and it's like, the elephant in the room is like they sound a hell of a lot like Led Zeppelin, right? Josh has got the early Robert Plant kind of wail going on. Jake has, obviously really studied a lot of his classic 70s Guitar Hero material and styles, and most specifically Jimmy Page. The rhythm team are heavy and thumping, but I think it's with these, the two full-length albums that came afterwards where you really are starting to see and hear the maturity of the band, where they're starting to take on, different influences. And yeah, the Zeppelin thing is still there, but I don't get it as much on this album. This album, much more epic songwriting. I kind of, when I think of Greta Van Fleet and kind of what they're doing more recently, I kind of go to kind of the music of Canada's The Tea Party a little bit. Not that they really sound alike, but there you also have a guitar player in both bands who are coming from that kind of Jimmy Page school, but adding, kind of prog and Middle Eastern and psychedelic elements to their music. And I think Greta Van Fleet is definitely doing that here too. A little bit on each of these albums, which is really, really cool. I really like them a lot because I think, hey, they're making honest, classic hard rock music that's very, very well produced and played. And I know some people get a little fatigued listening to Josh sing because he's got that really high-pitched, histrionic type of a vocal style. I don't mind it because I listen to a lot of male singers who kind of sound like that, so to me it's really no different. To me he's just another really good singer in a band playing music that I really like, and it's 70s inspired heavy rock music, but there's lots of cool little nuances and little folky bits and things like that I think make their music really, really interesting. And and they're a really young band, and they're playing music that to me sounds like it's coming from guys who are much, much more experienced and more older. And I think there's something to be said about that. I really love when you have these young bands, young musicians who are making music that sounds so mature. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I have a feeling that Greta Van Fleet, kind of a strange name, yeah, but I think they're going to be here for many, many years to come. And hopefully, a band of brothers, unlike other bands of brothers that we've seen who just can't seem to get along, I hope that's not the case with these guys. But, they're playing bigger and bigger, size concerts out there. They get a lot of attention. And still not a band you hear on the radio because radio just doesn't play this sort of thing. I mean, Rival Sons and Greta Van Fleet, I mean, these bands, these songs should be all over classic rock radio. I don't know why classic rock radio only can play, seems like they only can play stuff that's like 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. I mean, it's like bands who are in that same vein, who are putting albums out in the 2000s, should not, in my opinion, should not be ignored. It's like, it's almost like, well, if the music hasn't been out for 30 plus years, we can't deem it classic rock yet, which I think is a load of baloney, but whatever. So anyway, that's my pick for today. Greta Van Fleet. I know a lot of you have picked them so far in the comments over the last couple weeks here, and I'm sure you knew I would get to them eventually. So if you are a fan already, let us know what you think about them in the comments below. If you've never listened to Greta Van Fleet, go out and check out one of these albums. Again, Anthem of the Peaceful Army, 2018, The Battle at Garden's Gate, 2021, and From the Fires is the kind of combination of the first two EPs all together in one 32-minute EP, right? It's more of an extended play. The others are really short. So, let us know what you think. And your pick for today, day 17, down in the comments. Put all that stuff and visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Couple things. Please make sure you do hit that like button. Very, very important in the YouTube algorithm as they look to share our videos to the masses, right? The more likes we get, the more they're going to start pumping these videos out to people who have never watched Sea of Tranquility before. So to help us grow, it's very important to click that like button. We also have the links down below to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page for all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. And we will see you tomorrow morning with day 18 in our 31 must-hear bands of the 21st century. Remember, we're covering all genres here, the stuff that I listen to and like and we talk about on the channel. So you're going to get, regular rock bands like this. You're going to get heavy rock. You're going to get metal, all kinds of metal, extreme metal, progressive rock, fusion. It's all up for grabs here this month. So stay tuned for more. I am Pete Pardo. Have a good one. Bye-bye.